Good morning, Zion. Wake up. It is Friday morning. Let's get up out of those beds. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It is a new day and a new beginning. And yeah, I got a new do. Come on, Zion. Sometimes you got to do something different to get a different results. Come on, Zion. Let's get up, get up. Let's get up out of those beds. We have made it through the week. It is Friday. Y'all know we talk on Friday. Last week I wanted to talk about something. Wasn't able to talk about it because it was Resurrection Week. So we're going to talk about it today. Somebody say, let's get up because we talk on Friday. Let's see what the woman of God want to talk about. I want to talk about Figure It Out Friday. Somebody say we need to figure it out. What do we need to figure out? Why we keep getting up and getting back down? Why does it feel like we on the Ferris wheel and can't get off? Why do we keep getting in and out of bad relationships? Why does it seem like nothing's happening, nothing's growing, nothing is changing? Sometimes we are looking for change, and change got to start with us. Somebody say this is Figure It Out Friday. Come on, we got to figure out some things. Yes, get on up, get on up. It is Friday. We made it through the week. Come on, Zion, let's get up. Tell somebody wake up. We know we talk on Friday. It is Figure It Out Friday. Why is it that we keep getting in and out of bad relationships? Sometimes we're looking for something that we need to find within ourselves. Good morning, Josh. Sometimes we're looking for people to change, and we need to change. Figure It Out Friday. Sometimes we trying to make things happen, and it's not our time nor our season. And sometimes things are not happening because of us. When I thought about this topic a couple of weeks ago, and it said Figure It Out Friday, I thought about some of the experiences I've had, even in ministry. Sometimes ministry is not going nowhere. It ain't because God didn't say it, it's because of you. Sometimes we don't know how to treat people when they come to your ministry. Sometimes we don't have hospitality. I've been in places where people, they were self-proclaimed, and they said they were called to do this and called to do that, but they were fruitless. What is the fruit? The Bible says, and you shall know them by their love for one another. You go in a cold, ice place, whether it be a ministry or whether it be a church, a business. You can go in a place and you don't feel hospitality. You don't feel love. I remember one time I went to a church and I'm over there blessing them, and they were feeding everybody in the church but me. I said, these people must think I'm fool. You think I'm going to sit up in here, try to bless you, try to help your ministry, try to build you, and you ain't even got what I got, and I'm trying to help you? Sometimes we don't have what we need, and we can't get nowhere because God can't trust us. Figure It Out Friday. This is called Figure It Out. Why my ministry is not growing. Why my business is not getting better. Some of us, we got businesses and our customer service is horrible. We got business and our hospitality is horrible. And we're saying, God, I'm looking for change. And God said, I'm trying to change you. Some of us got churches and people come in there and we don't welcome them. We don't greet them. We're looking for someone to run up and say hey to me. No, you need to get up out that pew and go say hey to them. You need to make people feel like this is the best place you can ever come. I'm so glad to have you here. There's no other place like this where the people are dying to come back. When people come into your house, your business, or your church, they should feel like I'm so glad to be here and I can't wait to get back here. You're not God. You can't sit there on a throne and act like, oh, you need to be here. I got something you need. Oh, you gonna come back here. Get up and make people feel welcome. Get up and treat people good. Get up. We wonder why things ain't working. Even in marriages sometimes, we're wondering why things ain't working. We're blaming the husband. Honey, sometimes you got to examine yourself. That man is tired of you. He coming home to a filthy house, no food, and you nagging. Let's figure it out. It's called Figure It Out Friday. Sometimes we run our children away. We're praying for our children, and we're saying, God, I need to save the children. But we don't let them make choices. We don't let them make decisions. We're trying to parent grown children. Sometimes we cannot parent grown children. We have already given them the tools. We have already given them the components. Let them live. Let them choose. Come on, Zion. This is Figure It Out Friday. Come on, we got to figure it out. Sometimes we're in bad relationships. Why? Sometimes we get bad men, bad women, because we have abandonment issues. Somebody say, well, my mama left me. Somebody say, well, my daddy left me. So we're we're looking for what we need in that relationship, when we need to get what we need from God, we need to change. And if we change, then we would be better people, and we wouldn't be looking for other people to change. It's even in relationships. Sometimes, Figured Out Friday. This is called Figured Out Friday. Sometimes we're saying, I'm tired of this person. Well, you ought to be sick and tired of you, because you're the one to keep fooling up. If somebody do you wrong and you stay in it, it ain't their problem. It's your problem. Because you should have better about yourself to say, I don't have to take this. I'm better than this. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go. But if we sit there, that's like being on a dead-end job and we murmuring and complaining about everything that's wrong. Okay, if it's so wrong, why are you there? That's like being in a church. We complain about everything that's wrong. If that church is not the best church for you, why are you there? Then you need to go. Honey, when I go places and I'm tolerated, that's just me. If I go somewhere and you act like you're not excited to see me and I'm tolerated and you think that I just need to be there, I ain't just trying to act like I'm all of that, but I'm all of that with me because I love me. I don't have to do that. I don't have to be there. I don't have to give you that. So we got to get that attitude. I do it because God has anointed me. I do it because God has called me, but that ain't something I got to do. So when you in a place where you're just tolerated, let's figure it out Friday. If you in a situation and you just tolerate it, you in a place where you just take it for granted. If you take that, that's on you. Because wherever I go, if I'm not celebrated and you just think I just got to be there, I ain't even going to argue with you. I ain't even going to say a word. I'm just going to back out of that. Figure it out Friday. When you look, I ain't heard from her. You won't. She ain't called me. You won't. She ain't texted me. You won't. Figure it out Friday. Some of y'all need to figure it out. Why you can't get along with folks. And sometimes it don't be the people now. Sometimes you got to figure it out. You got bad attitudes, got bad ways, moody. Figure it out. I was talking to a young lady this week and I was like, honey, we got to figure this thing out. You confrontational. You argue and fuss about everything. You negative about everything. Figure it out. I don't do people. Most people that say they don't do people, now it ain't everybody, but I know a few folk. I know some family folks say, I just stay by myself. You need to be by yourself. Figure it out Friday, because your ways are not pleasing. You're not pleasant. And then you can pretend like you're pleasant, and then soon as something come up and upbroke you, you gonna show who you really are. Figured Out Friday. A lot of times, good morning, princess. A lot of times folks say, I don't fool up with nobody. I just hang by myself, especially, honey, with family members. You need to be by yourself because you got a stinking way about you. Come on, this called Figured Out Friday. Why I can't get along? Why I ain't got no friends? Why I can't stay on a job? Why things ain't going right? Why my business is not prospering? Come on. Why the ministry ain't growing? If you've been in ministry X amount of years and you have not seen no growth, you have not seen no change, and there ain't nothing moving, come on. Figure it out Friday. Now, it ain't always God. Figure it out Friday. If you're sitting in a ministry, because the Bible said, and they added souls daily. If you got a business and you ain't making no money, figure it out Friday. Hey, y'all, I got a new hairdo. I ain't trying to show out, but I like my hairdo. Figure it out Friday. Come on, we figured it out. If every time you in a new relationship with a boo, a husband, been married 50, 11 times. Now, my godmama say, don't get married to nobody. Don't be married 50, 11 times. Because one time I was going to date this man. She said he was a 5-time loser. He had been married 5 times. So what she was saying was, everything wasn't on them women. Some of them things was on him. It's something about him that make him keep wanting to be married over and over. So them women didn't do all of that. So if you in a relationship, we calling this Figured Out Friday. If you at the end of the year, you got 5 W-2s, a handful of W-2s, you've been going from job to job, it can't be the supervisor, honey. Figured Out Friday. If you got a church and every time you look, everybody leaving the church and you got to start all over, it ain't the sheep, honey. Figured Out Friday. We got to figure some stuff out. Why are we talking about this? This has been 2 weeks in my spirit. Figured out. We want to grow. and we want to win. And we say we win it. But every time we get up and win, we lose. We got to figure it out. Every time we get up and we got to start all over again, we got to figure it out. Every time we get up and we on that Ferris wheel, we got to figure it out. And some of the things we need to figure out is who we are and where we going. When you know who you are, you ain't got to fight nobody about who you are. When you know who you are, you can celebrate somebody else. When you know who you are, you don't have to tear nobody else down. When you know who you are, you don't get intimidated by nobody. When you know who you are, you can build, you can strengthen, you can encourage. When you know who you are, figure it out. You ain't always got to say what's wrong with what's wrong. Figure it out. When you know who you are, you ain't got to look for the spot on somebody else. Figure it out. When you find people, every time you look, they trying to find a reason to make you look bad. It's something wrong with them. Figure it out. When you with folks and every time you look, they trying to tell you what went wrong with what went wrong. Figure it out. It's them. When you with folks and they always talking about who did something to them, figure it out. When you with folks in the church, it's always starting all over. It's always broken down. It's always tore up. Figure it out. And now this is the last thing. Figure it out Friday. When you with folks and they got a pocket full of money one day, and then you go back and they can't pay no bills, figure it out. Now you asking God to send a seed. I had a dream last night and it woke me up. I woke up this morning, went back to sleep. I went back to sleep for about an hour. I sure didn't want to get out of this bed. Figured out Friday, but I got to get up and go to work. I ain't calling out today. Somebody said we're going to figure it out. And that's one thing. We got to figure out why we don't want to go to work. Why we want to call out on Fridays and Mondays. Figure it out. We just talking now because we talk on Fridays. But I had a dream this man, he owned the store. And he was putting all this money in my hand. And he said, I don't usually do this. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. But I'm about to put this money in your hand. I walked out the store and I was headed to my car. And I saw my car. It was shining and it was clean. And the Lord said, begin to tell me, I'm about to bless you. I'm about to bless you. But it's going to be where you least likely expect it. When I went in that store, I wasn't looking for a blessing. When I came out of that store, I was blessed. Sometimes we got to figure it out. We have to even be careful how you treat people. Stop stepping on folks trying to get up to the top because you don't know how you're going to get your blessing. He said you got to be mighty careful how you treat people. The people that you don't stepped on are people that you got to come back and ask them to help you. And sometimes we got too much pride. You see your ministry ain't growing. You see you ain't getting nowhere. You see you're in a struggle, but you figure it out. But you're too scared to go back. You got too much pride to go back. And when you got an identity problem, you're too prideful to even say, help me. Figure it out. And so you stay in the struggle. Sometimes we stay in struggles in our marriages. Sometimes we stay in struggles in our business. Sometimes while we're looking for a blessing, we miss a blessing. Paul said we look for opportunities, but we lack opportunities. Sometimes the blessing is right up under our nose, but we think we got to go across the world. And it's right there. Sometimes we can celebrate people all over the world, and we got great and wonderful people right in our circle. We got great and wonderful people right in our city. We got great and wonderful people right around us. We got to figure out some stuff. What make us feel like we got to do the thing the way we do it? Now I want to talk to you. If we're going into the 4th month, entering into the 5th month, and we say we waking up and winning, and we ain't won nothing yet. We still in a struggle, and we ain't got up, and we can't do nothing, and we getting up, but we keep falling back down. We got to figure out some stuff. We got to go back to the drawing board and say, God, I can't talk about her. I need to talk about me. God, I can't look over there and say what they ain't doing. What do I need to do? Some of us need to treat folks better. Some of us need to do better. Some of us got these churches, and they cold, and they ice, and you ain't got no hospitality. See, the hospitality start from the head on down. And so when I come into church, if the pastor ain't pleasant, why would the people be pleasant? When I come into business and you ain't pleasant, why would your customers be pleasant? When you come on a job and the supervisor most of the time ain't pleasant, why would the people be pleasant? So you know, whatever you got, it's going to spread. And love is like being pregnant, honey. You could talk about love all day long. You could preach about love all day long. But if ain't nobody feeling no woo-woo right here, woo-woo, you ain't feeling that, you can't fake a woo-woo. You cannot fake a woo-woo. Because when you walk in a job, good morning. You come into church, praise you, Jesus. Oh, God, I can't stand these folks like this here. It's figured out Friday. Hallelujah. Amen. Ain't no fire. Ain't no power. Amen. That's just like your life, dry. Ain't no anointing, ain't no fire, and ain't no fruit. Now, y'all probably ain't gonna like this one. Figure it out Friday. Y'all probably ain't gonna share this one. Y'all probably gonna talk trash about me, but this was in my spirit for a couple of weeks. We got to figure out why we on the Ferris wheel and can't get off. We got to figure out why we are not winning. We got to figure out why our life is like a yo-yo. We got to figure out why we keep getting up and down. We got to figure out, some of us don't even want to talk about this here, why we got jobs and ain't got no money. Why we get promotions and still ain't got nothing to show for it. Why? We got to figure out where's the money going. He say like the chaff with the wind bloweth away. And you say, God, I'm a tither. God, I'm a giver. But he said your money is like the chaff with the wind bloweth away. Something is just blowing on your money. And every time you look around, you ain't got none. I tell people all the time, I probably make less money than the people in my circle. But I'm never broke. Pastor Hall taught me this. I'm a tither and I'm a giver. And I should never be broke. And I'll never pick up the phone and say, can I? Do you? Figure it out. Sometimes we got to go back and say, God, what is this? God, I can't talk about this person. God, I can't talk about that person. God, I'm just talking about me. Why is there no growth? Why is there no fruit? This is Figured Out Friday. God, why I can't keep a husband? God, why the children don't want to be around me? God, why I ain't got no friends? God, why this job? I got all these ideas, but it ain't got no legs. It ain't getting up, taking off. God, why is there no success in my life? God, I'm running with this person. God, I'm running with that person. I got this coach. I got that coach. But it seems like everything is passing me over. Some of us, God can't give it to you. If God gave you $1 million, you'll lose your mind. If God's bless your ministry and blew you up, you would treat people like dirt. You would step on folks. You would act like folks are nothing. The Bible declares that you do unto the least of them, you have done unto me. A lot of times God won't bless us because when we get there, our chests get all pried out. We lay the carpet out and we roll and we want for people to wait on us. He said, we are servants. Some of the churches, we don't even know how to serve. We don't even know how to treat people right because we want somebody to give us, but we're not giving nobody else. He said, and you shall know them by their love. When you got love, it's going to start in your house. And you're going to take care of your house. And you're going to serve in your house. If you don't serve in your home, you ain't going to serve on your business. If you don't serve in your home, you ain't going to serve in your job. If you don't serve in your home, you ain't going to serve in your church. You're going to sit right over there and you're going to wait for somebody to serve. So we're trying to figure it out. God, what's wrong with me? Teach me how to be a servant. He said, if you don't let me wash your feet, that's what he told John the Baptist. So I'm telling you, let me serve you. What can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I bless you? Figure it out. We need to start with hospitality. Pick up the phone and call somebody. You were just in my spirit. I'm not waiting on you to call me. I have people call me sometimes and say, I called them. I ain't heard from you in a while. I ain't heard from you either. You can pick up the phone and call. I ain't seen you in a while. I ain't seen you either. You can visit me just like I can visit you. We're waiting for people to wait on us. We're waiting for people to serve us. We're waiting for people to lay the carpet out. We are the servers. Figure it out. This is Figured Out Friday. If you can figure it out in you, Father, make me a servant. God, make me humble. God, let me be the giver. Let me be the blesser. God, let love flow through me. He said, love loveth at all times. I'm about to go. I know this was long, but this was in my spirit. We got to get up off that Ferris wheel. We got to get up and stay winning. We got to get up with all these ideas and thoughts that we want to do. If God don't be in the midst of it, it's just a thought and an idea. If God don't blow on it, it's just a thought and an idea. And sometimes God ain't going to blow on it because of you. Come on, Zion. We need to look in the mirror. We nasty, we rude, we disrespectful. We don't know how to treat people. We think everybody's supposed to wait on us and serve you. And like I say, one more time, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this again. Go places where you're celebrated. Don't never make people feel like they got to tolerate you. Don't let people feel like your presence ain't nothing. Don't ever go nowhere and everybody's stepping on you. Everybody walking on you. And they don't even know how to call your name. When somebody say prophet or apostle, or they give me something and it's got prophet or apostle on it, I let it go. Because my name is Apostle McRae. Felisha D. McRae. you can call me Prophetess Felisha McRae. But if you give me something like prophet, that's just like calling people out the grave. Jesus had to call Lazarus by name, or everybody would have came out. If you just title me prophet, you just title me apostle, you could be talking to anybody in that room. But when you put a title, a name to it, then I know you identifying me. So sometimes we just got to do things better. Come on, we got to get our identity better. When we can connect with our identity, then we can identify others. When we know who we are, then we can bless others. When we know what God is called, and let's not get things twisted. Just because people don't even have to give us a cold glass of water. Figure it out. Folks ain't got to be nice to us. Figure it out. People ain't got to do nothing for us. Figure it out. People don't have to shop in our businesses. Figure it out. People don't have to visit your church. Figure it out. People don't have to do anything for you. So when people are doing those things for you, we have to know, I'm honored. I'm privileged. It's a pleasure for you to come here. It's a pleasure for me to serve you. It's a pleasure for me to be a blessing to you. We just got to change our ways. I want to leave y'all with Numerology, the 28th chapter. We always want to talk about the blessings of it, but we need to go down to like the 15th verse, somewhere down there, and it begins to talk about the curses. It say, if you don't do that in the beginning, all these things are going to come on you. We got to figure it out today. Somebody say, I want my business to grow. I want my ministry to grow. I want my marriage to get better. I want my relationship with my children to get better. I'm lonely. I want some friends. Let's figure it out. I need to get up. I've been in a bad place. I've been in a depressed place. I've been in a low place. It may not be the people around you. It may be you. If people ain't calling you, figure it out. If folks ain't talking to you, figure it out. If folks ain't coming to your church, you putting all these signs up. And you got all this stuff on Facebook. And the Bible say no man can come except that the Lord draw them. If God ain't drawing nobody there, figure it out. If you're selling the greatest things in the world and they rather go down there and pay more money for it than to get it from you, figure it out. Sometimes folks ain't jealous. We just got to figure it out. Sometimes folks ain't that they don't like you. We got to figure it out. Sometimes it's us. He said the heart is wicked and deceitful. I'm going to leave it with that. The heart is wicked and deceitful, and who would know it? I need to know what's in this heart. Come on, Zion, get up. On Monday, we're going to get up and win. On Monday, we're going to change some things. On Monday, we're not going to be looking for changes in people. We're going to look for changes in me. Lord, I got to figure this out. God, why I'm so ugly? God, why I'm so mean? God, why I'm so nasty? God, why do I think people need to wait on me? Why do I feel entitled? Why do I think people need to serve me? God, why I can't get up and show people? Why can't I show hospitality? Why can't I cook? Why can't I wash the dishes? And some of y'all need to get up off them pews. I'm not going to nobody. Don't be sending me nothing. Folks like to send you stuff through the mail. Folks like to text you stuff. Folks like to send you stuff through Messenger. You ain't that great. The people just going to get up and they don't even know you like that and come to your church. You got a mouth. Pick up the phone and call the folks and say, listen, this is such and such. I would love to have your presence. I would love for you to come. Then that made people feel like you really want them there. But when you put something on Facebook and say, I thought I was going to see you there. Why? I text you. I thought you was going to come. Why? I sent you an email and I thought you was going to come. Why? You ain't that great that folks gonna stop what they doing. Folks ain't gonna stop what they doing just to come to your business. Folks ain't gonna stop what they doing just to come to your ministry. We got to change stuff. We said we want ministry to grow. Do it different. You say you want your business to grow. Do it different. Love it at all times. Ask God to show you a different type of love. The love that would draw people to you. The love that would draw people to you. Come on, Zion, get up out that bed. I know y'all thinking I'm off the chain because I got my new hairdo. It probably ain't going to last nothing but a couple of hours. It'll be off by lunchtime. But however, let's figure out some stuff. Let's figure it out. Figure out what aileth me. The Bible say, what aileth you now? What aileth you? Well, you want to say what aileth somebody else? No. What aileth you? And some of us shepherds, what aileth us that we feel like we so great and wonderful that people just gonna sit at your feet and serve you? Get up and work. Figure it out. God bless you, Zion. Let's get up. You know, wake up and win be mostly church folks on here. So I'm talking to the church folks and be mostly leaders on here. And some of them standing on the sideline. I already know you watching. That's why your church ain't growing. It's you. It's not the sheep. Figure it out. Wake up, Zion. Let's win. And let's figure some stuff out. Ain't no need of getting mad. Say, ouch. Ain't no need of getting upset. Ouch. I got to do better. I want my ministry to grow, God. Forgive me. God, let me call some people and tell them, forgive me. Forgive me for how I acted. Forgive me for how I treated you. Forgive me for not doing right. I want people in my church. You want people in your church? Do better. You want people to shop at your job, at your business? Do better. Do better. You want some new friends to sit on the porch with you? Treat them better. Figure it out. God bless you, Zion. I'll see you on Monday. If this has been a blessing to you, share it. If not, just feed on it. Figure it out. God bless you.